So I'm going blind today because I think I left my laptop and my iPad possibly at the cabin. So, yeah, that's gonna be tricky. So anyway, I can't see comments, so I'm just looking at my phone, but that's okay. We'll manage. I can peek over at my large computer just to make sure that I'm actually in the photo and that what I'm showing you is in the photo. And I'll go back and check out all the comments later. So I'll just say right now, thank you for all your kind comments, as I know they will be. And we'll just carry on. So unfortunately, I won't be able to see your comments live, but I'll go back over and check them out later. Just go to my blog, www.stampingtoshare.com. This is where you go to find out all that information. Now we are going to work on our card for the day. So this is the paper we're using, and right now this is 15% off, and I believe it's through August 2nd. And it's called You're a Peach Designer Series paper. And again, this is on the paper sale. It's 15% off, and I have heard that this paper is doing really, really well on the 15% off paper sale. But it's beautiful. The next thing we'll be using are inks that coordinate with this paper. I'm going to stamp the words in early espresso, and then I won't be using, oh yes I will. I guess I will be using all three of these other colors today. So Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, Calypso Coral. Those will be the colors we use from our ink pads. We are going to be using this really, really pretty Pale Papaya and white woven ribbon will be part of our card today. And we are going to use some 2021-2023 in color jewels. And let me show you the bundle that we're using. It's called Sweet as a Peach, and I've had a lot of customers order this. It's really been popular, and it's perfect for summer card making. So we have a whole nother month of summer left, and I know you have friends who would love a Sweet as a Peach card from you. And of course, you're welcome to copy anything I do. Here are basic border dies. So this is a standalone die set in our catalog, and I think so many customers of mine have missed it. So I'm going to be using this particular die today on the card that we make. And we are also using the Scalloped Contours dies. You saw me use this a lot when the new catalog first came out, but today we're going to use this particular one, which actually cuts an edge that you can slide a ribbon through. So I will be sliding a ribbon through my card. Here it is. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. The paper that I used, this is the color wheel for that, and it is Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, and Calypso Coral. So, so pretty, right? And the paper that we're going to use, well, the background paper is going to be different because we're going to bring in some Balmy Blue, some Calypso Coral, and Pale Papaya. So just a little bit different look for the card that we're making today. And I have something else to share with you. We have some winners. So now for everyone that shares my videos, you get to be in a drawing. So the drawing that we're going to do, that I will announce on Thursday, is a drawing for 2021-2023 in color jewels. So when you share this video and you let me know that you've shared, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, I will select 2 winners and announce them on Thursday. So that's just 48 hours from now. So be sure that you're sharing, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that. And this will be the giveaway on Thursday. My giveaway on Thursday of last week for sharing was some beautiful striped Blackberry Bliss ribbon. So we have our winners. Congratulations to Maureen and to Philomena. and I would love to mail your prizes to you. So all you have to do is contact me with your address. Just contact me at stampingtoshare@gmail.com, and I will get this in the mail for you. So thank you so much for watching and for sharing. All right, so let's go ahead right now and we'll go ahead and start recreating this card, but we're going to do it just slightly different from this card because I'm trying to show you some things that you can do that are nice and easy. The first thing that we're going to do is stamp our "To a Sweet Friend." So I have a scrap of basic white, and I just ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that Scalloped Contours die. It's the second one. You can see how that fits. And it has little slide areas where you can slide things behind it, either paper or ribbon or whatever you want to do, just to add some interest to your card. So that was not done on this card, but I am going to do it on this card just to show you what that can look like. So we have that ready. I have my early espresso ready, and we are going to stamp "To a Sweet Friend" at the very top. So I have to bring it in just a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing. Actually, I have to bring it in a lot because I need to get my head right over this, and I know I can't. It's very tight. All right, so we've got our sentiments stamped at the top. And then what we need to do is we need to grab another piece of scrap paper because we're going to do all of our stamping right now. So again, this is basic white, just the scraps. Just dig through your scraps until you find a nice size. And then we're going to take our Pear Pizzazz and we're going to stamp our leaves next. So I've got the leaves right here. We're going to stamp them right there. And there they are. And I love how the stamps in Stampin' Up! Stamp sets have this wonderful variegation, and that I didn't have to do anything special to get that, which is super fun. Now I will have to do something special with the peach because I want to really emphasize the edges as being a little bit different color, because you know how peaches have that sort of pale papaya color and the Calypso Coral color. So we're going to bring that in with Calypso Coral and a sponge dauber, which I have right here, and pale papaya. So the basic peach is going to be stamped in pale papaya. All right, then we've got our Calypso Coral, and we're going to edge our peach. So again, just put the Calypso Coral all around your edge. So pretty. Now let me show you what that's going to look like. Oh wow, so pretty. So see how that puts such a pretty edge? Just makes it really look neat. So let me grab some I have prepared in advance. So this has already been run through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you can see what that looks like once it's all cut out with the dies. Looks pretty great. And that's going to go over here, but not quite yet. So we're going to set that aside for a second because we have some other things that we need to do next. We have our inside panel of basic white that we'll be using as a template. For those of you that watch my video on Thursday, you know exactly how this is going to work. So it's 4 by 5 1/4. We have a 4-inch square of this beautiful sweet or You're a Peach Designer Series paper. I love it. And we have a 2 by 4-inch panel that's going to go at the bottom of our card. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this all on here, and we're trying to do a ribbon wrap, and there's just so many little things that we want to do. So we have to make sure that we do them in the right order. And so the first thing I'm going to do is create my background panel, but I didn't want to use an entire sheet of the striped paper, so we're going to conserve. And the way we're going to do that, I'm going to flip this over so we can use it as our template. We're going to take this 2 by 4-inch panel, And we're just gonna set this here at the bottom. We're not doing anything with it, we're just setting it there. Then we have our 4-inch square of really pretty peachy paper. And what we wanna do is we wanna take this scalloped piece right here, and we're gonna put it right here, and then when it's even on here, you're just cutting off that tiny little bit at the bottom and these little corners. And then that, when you run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, what that's going to do is you're gonna have this much waste. See, not very much. You're not cutting much off. And you're going to have a panel that looks like this. So I'm gonna hold it here so you can see what that looks like. Isn't that pretty? So you get a little edging, and it's got stitching in it too. So it's a really pretty scalloped edge with stitching. Maybe I should hold it up so you can see that. Hopefully you can see that stitching. That's a really cool feature of those dies. All right, so we're gonna get this little teeny tiny scrap out of the way. We're gonna put this on here just loosely as our template. Then we're gonna take some multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're just going to put it right here on the very bottom edge of this panel. Maybe just a tad more. I want it, if it's too skinny, it dries too quick and then you can't wiggle it. So we want to be able to wiggle this into place. So I'm going to hold onto this panel like this. Then I'm going to line this one up with the top of my template. And then because I have a little wiggle room because I'm using glue, I can just get that all even. And what we have left is a template that will fit perfectly on the front of my card. So what I want to do next is I'm going to take this panel, it says "To a Sweet Friend," and I'm going to grab that beautiful Pale Papaya basic white woven ribbon, and I'll just cut a strip. And what we're going to do is we're going to thread it through. So this is going to be a little bit different look, but it's kind of fun. So you want to sometimes play with your dies and see if you can use them a little differently. So I think we'll just keep it about right there. Looks good to me. So we're going to put some, first we're going to put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this. And we're going to set this right where we want it on our card. Our ribbon is still, we can still move our ribbon a little bit. So let's get this centered in first. So about right here, I think. I think that looks good. Then we can put our ribbon maybe just a little bit higher so it looks like this. Then you're going to press this into place. Now what we're going to do is flip it over. And we're going to Scotch tape our ribbon. Okay, so we have something that looks like this. So there we are. So now we are ready to put this on the front panel of our card. So let's get the card base ready. This is Pale Papaya. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to use my bone folder. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this right on the front panel of our card. So I'm going to do that with some multi-purpose liquid glue. And this will fit perfectly because we did use that template. That allows you to conserve paper. If you have a pattern that you really, really like and you don't want to use big 4 by 5 1/4 inch pieces of it, you can do it like this and be just a tad more conservative with it. But isn't that beautiful with the ribbon coming through it? I just love it. Now what we want to do is we're going to put, so on this one, the peach and the flower is flat, but on this one, since we did the ribbon and we did this flat, see this one was put on dimensionals, on this one we can put the peach and the the pretty little leaf on dimensionals. So what I'm going to do first is just take a little Scotch tape and set that ribbon in, or set that leaf in. Well, that's kind of an interesting way to think about it. Leaves are like ribbons. They accent your fruits, just like ribbons accent our cards. So there we have our cute little peach. Look how perky he looks with that leaf coming up. So now I'm going to take some dimensionals and then right here it needs a dimensional too, so I'm going to grab my minis. I'm going to put a mini right there. For those of you that don't have your mini dimensionals handy, ooh, maybe put those on your next order, because it's great just to grab a mini and not have to fuss with cutting your dimensionals in half. All right, so then we're going to set this pretty peach and leaf just like that. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? I hope you love it as much as I do. Now we still have to do the inside panel, so that's easy. We're going to take back this basic white panel, 4 by 5 1/4. We've got a 3/4 inch strip of paper. It looks like it's about 4 inches long. I think this is, yep, it's exactly 4 inches. So it's 3/4 by 4 inches. Put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the back. And yeah, wiggle that into place. There we go. And then take your Stampin' Seal and you're going to add it to the inside panel of your card. What I love about adding just a little bit of designer series paper to the inside panel is that it just carries that theme into the inside panel. So here are the 2 cards. Aren't they cute? And there is my blog. All right, thank you everyone so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate it, really appreciate all the sharing that you do.